Okay, Jan, you can talk about what I'm seeing right now and introduce the show right now.
Good afternoon. We're on the farm of Don Taylor, located on the outskirts of Frankfurt. Right now, we're looking at tobacco being cut and speared by Jan Willoughby.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Jan Myers, and I'll be with you throughout this program on tobacco cutting.
Turn around and look at it. Just look at it. Tell us something.
What are you blooming about there?
Let's do it.
Pardon?
So we can do it. I'll leave it up to you from now on.
Okay.
You can tell us what he
Okay.
thinks about it.
Okay. Jan, how do you feel about cutting tobacco? I think that's a good opening question. It's hot. The weather's been quite warm this summer, I understand.
All summer long, really.
Now, you set the spear into the ground, and with this cone...
You set the stick in the ground.
Oh, okay.
What you do, you put the spear on the end of it. Like that.
Earlier, you had mentioned this isn't too good of a row of tobacco,
Too small.
or too small of a row of tobacco.
Yeah. The best cutting tobacco is a little bit taller and a little bit more even. That's the best cutting tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
You know, about so high.
You like that kind a lot, I can tell by that smile on your face.
Yeah. But the best tobacco from a farmer's point of view is much bigger, of course.
Mm-hmm. Why do you cut tobacco? For the money?
For the exercise, yeah.
For the
Well,
exercise?
I never was a football player when I was in high school, or really any kind of athlete much. And people led me to believe that I wasn't well coordinated.
Well, I kind of question your coordination. I think you're very coordinated. This looks like it'd take a lot of coordination.
I think it does.
That's this cone shape. What is that called?
The spear.
This is the spear. That looks very dangerous.
This is the spear.
You set that on your stick
It
and
is.
run the stalks through.
You have to know where it is all the time, or you can set it right in your arm. Or through your hand or something like that, particularly when you're cutting at the rate of speed that I am right now.
How fast are you cutting?
Right now, I don't know. When we're really jacking each other on out there, it can be anything from 166 an hour up.
You know what Greg said, Jan?
What?
He said he was real glad we were talking to you because he wanted us to slow you down so you could catch up.
You can't slow me down now, though. You just speed me up.
I must admit, you're really moving fast.
Well, you ought to be able to do this one stick about every 25 seconds or so, I'd say. Then you're doing it pretty good.
And the sticks are laid every other row, correct?
They're
You
laid
c-
between rows.
And you
This is really, these two rows are one row. And the sticks are laid between them. See a little bit what it's like to live in Los Lettuce land.
I'd like to see if I can talk Jan into stopping here just for a moment and tell us why he's cutting tobacco.
Why am I cutting tobacco? It's the rhythm of the thing, really.
The rhythm.
Yeah, the beat, you know. It helps to know that I'm a student of James Joyce, who was really a man who presented the present in the most immediate sense in his novels. Sometimes you're invited right into the author's mind where all these little accidents are happening, right? He falls between words. And you can get a very interesting mental track of your own going in a situation like this, you know, when you're cutting and just sort of free associating. You know, the best kind of cutting when you aren't really thinking about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just sort of something that's just happening. And when that's going that way for me, I'm thinking, right? I'm having some sort of line a thought that's sort of related, because it picks up the beat of the axe and the spear, you know, the rhythm of whatever I'm doing. And I find that I can incorporate that rhythm by reflecting after when I'm finished cutting, you know. I can pick that rhythm up in my mind again, even though I'm no longer in the patch. And then I can write out what comes of it.
I understand that you were a professor at Kentucky University, is that correct?
I was an instructor there for 3 years in the late 60s, early 70s, in the Department of English.
Well, this is quite a switchover.
Yeah, it is. But if you know me very well, really it isn't so much of a switch over. I've always been inclined to handwork. And I was inclined to find it rather stifling to live in the office tower, actually.
Can understand that feeling.
Yeah, I had this feeling like I was strangling or something.
Closed in.
Here, you know, it's so much more beautiful place to work than any office I've ever been in. I don't care how elaborately it's fixed up, really.
This is definitely beautiful. I understand this farm is located on the Kentucky River.
It is. It's right down there, about 1/8 of a mile below us here.
Did you ever take little afternoon dips?
In fact, I just came from the river before we started on this row. And
The more creative side of his thinking in life is really fascinating to me. We can get into that.
What's that?
The more creative side of your life is what you've been talking about, writing and rhythm and James Joyce. And maybe why you left UK. You kind of talked about that.
Why I left UK?
Yeah.
Well, I can't really, that I can't very well simplify, actually.
Yeah.
It's too,
That's
it was partly an administrative matter and partly my own inclination. You know, when you're a graduate student, you're really, if you're going to do it all well at it, you have to really submerge yourself in it, you know, take on the color of a graduate student. And everybody comes out of that, or nearly everyone, planning to teach. And I did too, but the longer I was away from my training program, the more I really began to sort of come to myself. And the self that I came to really is not too good at being so penned in.
so penned in, yeah.
Yeah. Moreover,
So, what was your highest degree?
let's see, what is my highest degree? My highest degree is something called a candidate in philosophy. That's as high as I got. It meant that I finished everything with my
Do you have a
my
master's
paper.
level and not a PhD? Or
What?
you don't quite have a PhD?
I don't quite have a PhD now. I came away from there. I came away from there in the wings of the second baby in my family, and took a job before I ever finished. And then when I started thinking that it didn't really matter too much anyway, wasn't really. Actually, I'm incorporating all my research into my book.
All your research?
Yeah, all that I've learned, all that I absorbed from that training.
What was your focus of interest?
What was the focus of that? It was Joyce's Ulysses.
Were you into poetry at all?
Was I into poetry at all?
Yeah.
I write some.
Oh, great. Joyce is almost poetic, isn't she?
Oh, Joyce is very poetic. There's nothing so oral in our language, really, as Joyce's works.
Yeah.
He almost...
What have you found most enhances your own clarity of mind and creativity? Any certain habits, or like getting plenty of rest, or feeling secure emotionally or insecure emotionally?
No, I feel that I do my best work when I'm feeling most comfortable, really. And and for me that involves a variety of different sorts of activity. Some painting, some writing, some cabinet work. Yesterday we finished the rails on my bed.
A variety of activities. You don't mean fulfilled needs like financially secure, or
I don't really need to feel financially secure.
you don't really need to?
I don't really know.
Doesn't take
I
much.
mean, there's a kind of security in life that goes a long way past that, really.
Yeah. It's easy to take care of the minimum financial needs. Is that
I think it is.
Yeah.
If you're at all clever, really, it's
Uh-huh.
not difficult to make money.
And your emotions, that kind of level of fulfillment comes through your family and yourself?
Well, I live alone at this point.
Oh, you live alone. So from yourself, maybe.
Look, I
I'm
cut
trying
out.
to understand your life, your creativity.
I don't know whether it's understandable, really, as it comes out of one of those certain quantities of life, really, uncertain quantities of life.
Jan, give me the microphone and have Jan show you how to spear a thing of tobacco.
Okay.
Well, we have to go back down to the other end.
No more sticks?
Yeah, cut out.
Jan probably be real good at it. Do we want to cut?
Yes, because these two other rows will be cleared between us and him.
Okay.